Hey you guys, so this is what's good for Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Now, this is a show that's on Apple TV, and it is within what they're calling the MonsterVerse. So the MonsterVerse consists of, I believe it's 6 movies and now 2 shows. So the 6 movies include, King Kong and Godzilla. And then the 2 shows is, Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, and then you have another show that's on Netflix, essentially an animated show that is centered around King Kong. Now, what I think really works best for this show is the fact that you do not have to feel like you have watched all of the movies or know a whole ton when it comes to like Godzilla or King Kong. Like you don't have to really know a lot of that going into it because they help you fill in those pieces. This is essentially more so about, I would say, the organization that was created around monitoring these monsters, titans, if you will. Essentially, the timeline is you have the first Godzilla movie that came out in 2014, and then with this show, it's 1 year after that. So in 2015 is when it technically takes place. It does a fantastic job, I think, of, like I said, talking about all those elements, talking through anything kind of science fiction wise, where it's, how does this work or what's going on, and it doesn't feel like it's like super dumbed down, if that makes sense. Like it's not overly complicated, and it's not something where it's like, oh, maybe I can't watch this because I won't understand, like it's nothing like that. And I think too, in regards to the story, it works really well. Essentially, what is taking place here is you have 2 stepchildren who are looking for their father. The father works for Monarch, and like I said, Monarch, monitors the Titans and everything. And how they go about timeline wise, where it's you have most of it taking place in the present timeline, but then they do have some flashbacks where it looks back on how was Monarch created. Again, I think it's weaved really well, where you kind of get these 2 separate stories where the kids, and then you have Monarch. If you are wondering, well, do they show the monsters? Because that was something in the trailer where, for me, I was like, okay, I'm mostly here for the monsters. The story was not what, captivated me at first. You do see them. I think they do a good job of incorporating different ones that maybe have been in other films or would be in future films, where it's expanding again this universe. Another little fun fact for me that I really enjoyed, and why too I really wanted to watch it, is you have a father-son acting duo where it's Kurt Russell playing present character, and then his son Wyatt Russell playing past him. I always find that to be fun and exciting when you can kind of incorporate that, especially if you are within the same industry. And so for me, that's just a fun little tidbit and a fun little fact that I feel is really good in regards to the story. But that's kind of my thoughts and feelings on the show. I'm really hoping that there's a season 2. I could foresee a season 2, but I also feel like you never know anymore. So we'll see. If you've seen the show, feel free to leave your thoughts down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.